Welcome back to Tech Garage, presented by Advance Auto Parts. Now our project, RSX Resurrection's back in the shop, but I gotta tell you, it's come a long way. Yeah. Brian, man, we started out with putting a little horsepower into the brake systems. We put the drilled and slotted rotors on with the new pads. I mean, you know, we started with brake horsepower before we messed with anything else. That was a pretty good choice.
Absolutely, and we did some old school power upgrades too. So we started with those fuel injectors that are not only flowing more fuel, they're actually dispensing the fuel properly now in the right pattern.
That's for sure. You remember those spray patterns, how important it was getting it in there?
Yep.
Then we went right after the suspension system. Remember we put those iBox springs in there, we lowered it, but the key was we used those Monroe struts all the way around all four corners, and I was surprised it rides really, really nice.
And it handles well. And you know, we're kind of doing this old school, right? So we're not bolting on superchargers and turbochargers. We put that killer cold air intake on, and then the awesome header and the full exhaust system all the way back. We're flowing a lot more air in, better fuel dispensation, and more air out. Definitely power.
That did a great job. You know, but we had a problem. We had a clutch issue. So we went ahead and replaced the whole clutch, the master cylinder, the slave cylinder. Man, we got those tires smoking. That led to another issue.
Yeah, that was a fun drive. We got that rear caliper smoking. You know, I did the test that you told us to do, where I tried the bleeder valve and the caliper didn't move. I knew we had to replace it all.
I'll tell you what, that's a common issue across the board, those mechanical calipers back there with the e-brake built in. So that was a good upgrade. And then we turned our attention to the drivetrain. I mean, the drive axles alone. I mean, we went after that because we needed to do drive axles. Bam, ball joints. So now we got not only drive axles, we got our suspension upgraded. I mean, this thing's come a long way, man. It's awesome.
It's all but new, but just a little bit more love to get this thing really right.
Yeah, and you know, this one's pretty obvious. We're going to tackle the AC at this point, and we don't need much diagnosis on this one.
No, we don't.
Take a look right down here. What'd you find?
Well, I'll tell you what, right here it looks like there's a lot of corrosion, maybe cracking on the condenser. So I think we probably want to check some refrigerant levels and just see what kind of pressure we might have in here, because clearly there's been damage. And it's actually great that this front grill is off so we can get a good look at this.
It's almost cheating it, and I'm going to hook up some gauges just to be safe, but I don't think there's much in this system. And why am I thinking that? Because you see the leak right there?
Yeah.
And if you look on the gauges right here, they're reading 0. So we're safe to go ahead and start taking it apart.
No static pressure at all. We don't need it running for this test. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start getting my side out.
And that's a good look too. You know, static pressure is pretty cool because air conditioning and refrigerant's usually around ambient temperature when the car is off, and the car is off right now. So if you hooked up your gauges and it's 80 degrees, you should see about 80 psi on both sides of the system. If you didn't, like 0 like ours, you know you have no refrigerant whatsoever. I'm going to pop these hoses off and give you a hand, Brian.
Okay, looks like there's just 2 line bolts right here and then 2 top mounting bolts, so it should come out pretty readily.
All right.
I got this one loose. I'm going to get my mounting bolt loose right down here.
And I feel like I'm cheating, man. We don't have any bumper on this thing or front end. I mean, if you're going to do an evaporator or a condenser.
That's the time and the way to do it right here.
Right. Yep. This is the way to do it. Yeah, condenser sitting right there. I mean, imagine we'd have to take the whole front bumper, the whole front clip off to get this off, and or probably remove the radiator, but you know, we'll go ahead and just snake it out of here like this.
Yep.
I'm taking my bottom line off. You got one at the top there?
Yeah, I got one at the top. Let me get a couple turns on this line, and we're golden.
Looks like you about got it off
Okay,
there.
that's it. Yep, she's loose.
Yep. Like I was saying, this thing's like the front line defense here. If you can work yours out, I'll slip mine by the headlight right here.
Okay.
And then get your grommets. I'm right. Mine's
Wow.
still on there. Is your grommet down there?
Yep, I'm good. It stayed.
Perfect. Oh, look at that.
Yeah. I think we're due for a new condenser.
That's for sure. Here we got a brand new one right here. Brackets on my side. The radiator's not in too good a shape. I haven't had an overheating problem, but hey, we may see that in the future.
We are going to run it pretty hard.
Yeah, that's for sure. Put your side in first.
Okay, I'm in.
All right, tip mine down. This is almost too easy. It's not fair having the front end of the car.
You got that right.
All right.
Set right down in the
Get on
grommet.
the grommet spot. You good in yours there?
Yep. Now, if you're doing this at home,
there you go. Look at that.
you don't have the help of a buddy. You may want a piece of cardboard here just to protect the backside as you're going in, but we're actually in good shape.
O-ring for your back one.
Thank you. Yeah, I need that O-ring. Perfect. You got to use these.
And I'm going to start on my top bolt mount here, and then what I'll do is I'll switch down to my O-ring down there. Make sure you put new O-rings in there.
You got a little PAG oil on these, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
There you go. Perfect. Look at that.
Okay.
All right. I'll go down here and work on mine, get my new O-ring installed. Then it's just a matter of, you know what we have to do? We got to make sure that we evacuate this system.
Yeah.
At least 30 minutes to an hour, man. This thing's been open for a while with that broken. If you don't evacuate it, you're going to get moisture in the system. It's going to cause corrosion. It could freeze up, all kinds of problems. And then we'll just recharge it. We'll look at the specifications, put the charge in there. Yep. Man, we're going to be riding cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be great.
It's awesome. All right, I'm going to get mine wrapped up.
Hey fellas, what's up?
Hey, Eddie.
Eddie, awesome, man. Could have been better timing. Folks, this is Eddie Williams from Williams Paint and Body locally in town. Eddie, we're working on a project, RSX Resurrection, man. It's mechanically sound, but the body's a dud.
Really excited about the performance, but we need some icing on this cake, man.
Can you help us out, man? You got a vision?
Some icing, yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your vision?
Well, how about a body kit? Set it down a couple of inches, maybe. Get that door off of there for sure. That's not going to look too good under Shiny Sickens paint. And Corvette orange.
Nice.
Maybe a little carbon fiber custom paint on the front splitter.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, we'll
Make it look good.
Yep, we got it lowered already. We actually got these panels right here from Advanced Auto Parts, and Advanced Salvage is going to help us out with some of the panels. Question for you, can you get it done in a week?
Absolutely.
Man, we're going to put the pressure on you and see how it comes out.
It's going to be a busy week.
That's for sure.
All right.
Not a problem.
Awesome. Well, you want to be with us next week because we're going to hold Eddie to his word. RSX is going to come back looking like new with Corvette orange, Brian.
Yeah, it is.
You know what? I'm going to head over to Bernie's for the Performance Playbook of the Week.
Stay with us on Tech Garage, presented by Advanced Auto Parts. You got your work cut out for you, buddy.
That's for sure.
We can handle it.